Hey, have I ever told you why I don't like goats?
Of course I do. It's because of the incident.
What? No, goats weren't there.
Oh, yes, they were.
No, it's because they're teeth stealers. Yeah, teeth stealers. So, when I was 4 years old, 25 years ago, I was losing my first tooth. I was in kindergarten and we were going on a field trip to the zoo. I was excited, just like any other little kid would be. And as I got to school that day, I noticed my front tooth was wiggling, and it was my first tooth. And I was ecstatic. Not only were we going to the zoo, but I was going to see the tooth fairy tonight and get some money. Heck yes. So, we go to the zoo, and the chaperone keeps telling me, Tara, don't wiggle the tooth. Don't wiggle the tooth. Don't wiggle the tooth. And do you know what I did? I wiggled the tooth. Like any kid. And we came to the mountain goats. And I still remember it vividly because it still upsets me that at the top of the hill there were mountain goats with the big spirally horns. And I just kept wiggling my tooth. And I went up to the fence looking at them. And I wiggled it once too many. The tooth fell right out of my mouth and bounced into their cage. It was just close enough I could reach it. And the goat rammed the fence, scaring me and my classmates. And I watched that thing eat my tooth. I lost my first tooth to a goat. I never got to see the tooth fairy that night, and I still not a fan of goats ever since because of that one.
Wow. Guess you missed out on that sweet tooth fairy money.
I totally did.
Hey! You should tell the story of the tooth fairy.
That's a great idea. Well, lore lovers, I think I have a new tale to tell you today. Most, if not all of us, know the ritual. You lose a tooth and put it under the pillow as you go to bed at night, and the next morning you wake up with a little bit of more money instead.
I thought selling body parts was illegal.
It is, but I guess they make an exception for baby teeth.
I wonder why that is. Seems kind of weird when you think about it. Teeth for bus fare.
It was actually the Vikings who started that. Before the tooth fairy, Vikings paid children for their baby teeth, believing they were good luck in battle. We've even found some Viking trinkets and necklaces made from baby teeth. Before the Vikings, though, in the Middle Ages in England, if you didn't burn your baby teeth, then you were destined to be cursed in the afterlife, searching for them for all time and eternity. Even worse, if a witch got a hold of one of your baby teeth, they controlled you forever.
So the tooth fairy could be a witch who has total control over us all.
I guess if you believe that, yeah.
I can't believe this. I'm blaming the tooth witch on all of my bad choices.
Do you know what the tooth fairy looks like?
He's tall, dark skin with a tattoo on his arm, bald, has a catchphrase like, "Do you know what the tooth fairy is cooking?"
That's Dwayne Johnson.
No, it's not. It's the tooth fairy.
Well, you aren't wrong if you imagine that. The tooth fairy is also one of the few mythical creatures we don't know what it looks like. Some believe the tooth fairy to be male, female, both, or neither at all. Others have imagined the tooth fairy to be a dragon, a snake, even a cat. What most believe, though, is that it's a tiny fairy or pixie that comes by and collects your tooth. But this is only in Western culture, and relatively new, actually. The earliest report we have on the tooth fairy is from the Chicago Tribune in 1908 to try to encourage children with good dental hygiene. In Spanish and Hispanic cultures, you have the Perez mouse, and this just dates back to Madrid in 1894. Much like the tooth fairy, you put the tooth under your pillow, and a mouse comes by while you're sleeping and takes the tooth and leaves you a gift or some money behind. In France, they had the little mouse, and in Italy, the topolino, or the small mouse, both of them doing the same thing as the Perez mouse. In parts of lowland Scotland, it wasn't a mouse at all, but a great white fairy rat who does the exchange. I want to know what a fairy rat looks like.
I told you fairy rats were real.
And in Asian cultures, like China, Japan, India, or Korea, if a child loses a tooth from their upper jaw, they throw it down beneath the floorboards And if it's from the upper jaw, they throw it onto the roofs of their houses. While doing this, the child wishes that the tooth gets replaced by the tooth of a mouse. This is based from all rodents having teeth that constantly grow throughout their life. Some cultures in India, they just bury the tooth next to a large tree. And in the Middle East, like Iraq, Jordan, Egypt, and Sudan, they throw the tooth into the air towards the sun, and this predates Islamic cultures. Well, lore lovers, that's the story of the tooth fairy. There isn't one. We made it up. Are you worried about your afterlife now, being burdened with finding your baby teeth? What does the tooth fairy look like? What does it actually want with the teeth? What does it do? I would love to hear what you think in the comments down below. And if you liked this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And to be notified when the newest videos come out, make sure you hit the bell notification as well. And if you have a legend, a myth, a fairy tale, or somewhere in between you'd like me to share, let me know in the comments below. Until next time, lore lovers.